Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. Today folks, I'd like to share with you how I make my oven roasted potatoes. Very simple, very quick, basic ingredients, delicious results. So I'm also going to cook them in two different ovens to show you the difference in cook time, because you might need to speed things up a bit at some point. So we're going to do that as well. All right, so first things first, I like to use either a yellow flesh potato or a red potato, but by all means use your favorite potato. So let's start by peeling our potatoes. Okay, we got them all peeled. Let's just give them a quick rinse. Alrighty, pat them dry just a bit and let's cut them up. So quite simply, I like to just take my potato, cut it in half, then cut in a quarter, and then from here you can cut the size that you want, but basically you want about an inch and a 2-inch square, just nice chunks of potato. Okay, so I'm going to continue. There we go. They're all about the same size. They're going to be, some are going to be small, some are going to be larger. No big deal. Just go ahead and cut them to the size you want, but you don't want them too small. So in a case like this is a small potato. I'll just cut it in half and then cut it again and again. There's basically the size that you're looking for right there. And you're going to have some irregular shapes, and that's okay. So let's cut these up. And our last one. So actually they're about, I'm going to say, 1.5 inches of the size that they are. They're about 1.5 inches. Okay, now once they're cut, very important folks, they need to be dried. Take a towel or a paper towel and dry your potatoes as best that you can. This way they're going to actually roast and not steam in the oven. So this is an important step. It only takes you a minute. Just get them as dry as you can. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We've dried them up nicely. Okay, so now we're just going to season up our potatoes. So what I have here, I've got some extra virgin olive oil, and you want enough extra virgin olive oil to generously coat all the potatoes and then some. Okay, so with a spatula, we're going to just toss them all up and get them all coated with that beautiful extra virgin olive oil, which, by the way, folks, if you haven't seen my olive oil episode, I'll put a link in the description for you, and hopefully it'll help you buy the right olive oil when it comes time to making that decision. So there's a little bit of residual olive oil in the bottom of the bowl here, and that's what you want. So that tells me I've used enough olive oil. Okay, next ingredient, very simple, salt. Salt to taste. So sprinkle some salt to taste. Okay, then we're going to add some paprika. Don't be shy with this. So this is sweet paprika, it's not smoked. Okay, so I'm going to say a generous coating of paprika. This is going to add color and flavor. You can see how much I've added there. Don't be shy. Okay, give that a quick toss. I want to make sure I've got enough paprika in there to generously coat all those potatoes. And in fact, I think I'm going to add a little more. You might have said, wow, Ivo, you're adding a lot of paprika. And here I am adding a little more. I'm going to add just a bit more there. Okay. And the last ingredient, this is optional, is oregano. Okay, so at this point we could be done, but I like to add the oregano. It adds a nice color. In fact, we got the green oregano, the white potato, and the red paprika. So we got the Italian flag colors going there, folks. So now that I've added the oregano, oh yeah, these are starting to look really good. And those dry ingredients that we added actually pick up that olive oil quite nicely. In fact, there's no more olive oil pooled in the bottom of our bowl, but I do like a little extra olive oil down there, but that's okay. Alright, this is looking really good. Okay, so they're coated up quite nicely. How simple was that? Alright, let's get them prepared for the oven. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to use two different ovens. This one, the smaller one, is going to go into my toaster oven. The larger one is going to go in my conventional gas oven. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to show you the difference in cook time between the two. The smaller oven has a quicker heat transfer to the food and typically cooks faster than your regular oven. So, we're going to do that comparison today, folks. I've lined these with some parchment because I'm not crazy about cooking straight onto the aluminum. So I've just lined it with some parchment paper. And let's add our potatoes. I'm not making a whole lot, it's just Laura and I, so this is more than enough for the two of us. Okay, try to even things out a bit. Now you see the residual. A lot of times I actually have more olive oil in my bowl, but do not waste any of that. Take all that residual, use a spatula, and just scrape it all. And like I say, normally I have a little more olive oil in the bottom, but regardless, you want to scrape it all, and you want to use that. That's all nice olive oil and seasoning, right? So we can add that to our potatoes. So I'm just going to spread these out. Okay, and then, yeah, I'll just go around and add a little. Right? We don't want to waste anything, and this is all very good ingredients, right? So, just going to add them to our potatoes. Maybe a little bit here for them. Okay. There we go. Good. Okay, so again, just going to spread these out evenly. Give some room if you can. I mean, if it's too crowded, they'll still cook up fine, don't worry. Alrighty, so these are now ready for the oven. They're seasoned, they've been cut and dried, and now we're going to make our way over to the oven, which I am preheating my gas oven to 375 degrees, but the toaster oven I'm not going to preheat. So again, you're going to see the difference between the two because we're talking about convenience cooking. So convenient cooking, easily prepped, put them in a cold oven in the toaster oven and cook them. This one takes a little longer because you have to preheat, but we're still going to do a comparison and see how we do. So let's make our way over to the oven. So the small one right here is going to go into our toaster oven, which has not been preheated. I'm going to go in cold, set at 375. I've just got it set to bake. You can use convection bake, but I'm just using straight bake because not everybody might not have the convection setting. So this is preheated. And that goes in also at 375 straight baking. So this one's been preheated to 375. This one went in cold at 375. I'm going to keep the light on and I'll keep an eye on both of them and we'll check back in. I'm guessing 20 to 30 minutes. We'll see where they're at. So stay tuned. Here we are 20 minutes later. Let's just take a look and see how things are progressing. So our toaster oven potatoes, probably cooked already. I know they are, but I want them a little darker, so they're going to go right back in. But honestly, folks, 20 minutes, they're done. Let's take a look how our convectional oven did on 20 minutes. 20 minutes, still white. See there? Still white. Starting to cook, starting to crisp up nicely, but what a huge difference between the two different ovens already. So if I was in a real rush and I like that color after 20 minutes, they could come out already. These ones unfortunately cannot. And remember, this oven was preheated. It got a head start on the preheat. The toaster oven did not. What a huge difference in cook time. The smaller the oven, the quicker the cook time. So we're going to let those keep cooking. I'm going to give these another 5 minutes. I like mine to be a little bit dark, but by all means you cook them to your level of darkness. And you notice, in keeping with the simplicity theme, folks, we did not turn them. Yes, you can go in maybe after 10-15 minutes and flip them, No need to do that. Keep it simple. Put it in, set your temperature to 375, and start baking. All right, let's give these ones a few more minutes. We'll take them out, and we'll see how much longer it takes for our convectional oven to work. Okay, it's been 5 more minutes, so let's take a peek. Oh yeah, they're on the cusp of burning, but that's how I like them. Dark, just like that, folks. Nice and dark. Look at that. Crispy oven roasted potatoes. 25 minutes, folks. 25 minutes, and that's just on regular bake at 475. If we would have done convection bake, they would have been done much sooner. And in fact, if you like the color at 20 minutes, you could have taken them out then. So look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Now we have to wait for the potatoes in our main oven to finish. But boy, oh boy, folks, I'll tell you what, I can turn that off. So quick, so easy, and absolutely delicious. These ones here, they're getting there, but they're going to need a little more time. So let's see how much more time it takes before these come even close to that color. So while we're waiting for those other potatoes to finish cooking, I'm going to sneak in a taste test. Okay, let's try, oh, it doesn't matter, this one right here. Oh, take a look at this, folks. That's the underside right there. And remember, I did not turn these at all. Look at that. I just put them in and baked them, and that's the color they come up with. Folks. Roasted potatoes. That is excellent. Cooked perfectly. I like the color. I like the texture. I really like those yellow fleshed or red potatoes. The flavor is just fantastic. You want to serve it with a poultry or with meat or with fish. This makes a perfect side dish. Wow, and that is so, so tasty. In fact, try another one. Oh my, just fantastic. Okay, we'll do another taste test when the other potatoes are ready too. Good flavor, creamy, delicious. It's now been 50 minutes, which is double the amount of time it took us to bake in the toaster oven. And let's see how we're doing. Okay, I mean, those are cooked. Those right there, folks, are cooked. Now it's just a matter of preference, okay? If you like them a little darker, then they'll have to stay at least for an hour. Otherwise, they're good to go right now. As I said, I like mine a little darker, but for today, you know what, folks? Let's leave it just the way it is, and I'll do a taste test showing these ones here, how they're cooked as well. So, 25 minutes, let's take a look. Here we go. Take a closer look. Okay. 25 minutes, look at the color, look at the doneness. Twice the amount of time, 50 minutes. Look at the color, look at the doneness. Again, both cooked, just a matter of personal preference. Okay, so I'll let that cool just a bit and I'll dig in for the taste test. Okay, let's take a look at these ones. Okay, that's beautiful color too. There's the bottom side. And remember, folks, we did not turn these at all. But that olive oil just makes for a great color to our roasted potatoes. Look at that. That to me, again, I like it a little darker, but that's dark enough. Okay. Delicious. Same as the other one. Creamy, flavorful, absolutely delicious. Twice as long to cook, same result. You know what? I'm going to take these, let's get them plated so I can serve them up nicely. And I want to show you, there'll be probably some residual olive oil, which I will show you once I've plated these. Oh, these are so tasty, folks. So tasty. Again, this was double, but these could have been done at 20 minutes. They were the same color as these. I get these plated. Oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Roasted potatoes, folks, I'll tell you what. Simple dish, so tasty. I don't know anyone who doesn't like roasted potatoes in the oven, folks. Right there. I don't add any ketchup, vinegar, nothing. I just eat them just the way they are. They're fantastic. But this is what I want. Oh, I left one. This is what I want to show you. If you notice, a little bit of drippings of olive oil on the parchment paper, right? And that's normal. In fact, I normally have more drippings of olive oil than I do right now, and that's perfectly fine. No problem at all. In fact, you want to see that. That means you've added enough olive oil to begin with. So there you have it, folks. My recommendation, if you have a toaster oven, use the toaster oven. 20 minutes, start to finish, no preheat. If you use your regular oven, larger oven, you have to preheat. You got to go at least 50 minutes, up to an hour, depending on your level of darkness. But I want to thank you folks for joining me in the kitchen today on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. And you know what makes me happiest is when you make the recipes and you enjoy the food. That's what it's all about. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, buon appetito. Okay, where's my fork? Yeah. Fantastic.